Hey, what's up guys? In this video we're going to be going over arrangement view. It's another way of working. It's more linear, like you would edit a film, and I'm going to show you how to get started. So basically you have your lanes going vertical as opposed to horizontal in the session view. So in the arrangement view, it's somewhat like your editing. You have 4 components in each of these lanes. You have audio, MIDI, sends, and your master. So we're going to add an audio track. So yeah, we're just gonna we'll drop in a loop, right? And you drop it in there, automatically warps. We can have as many tracks as we want. You just drag them down, and that's how you do that. You can select tracks and then cut. Each of these clips, you see the clip option down here, which we're going to be getting into. So this is a loop here. We can right click and select, okay, I want to work with 1 bar. So the grid snaps to 1 bar. Alright, so we have 1 bar here, and we have this loop selection, and this will loop kind of like forever, just like in the session view we were doing. So we want to add a kick. So what we'll do is kick happens every quarter bar, right? So we'll go right click, quarter bar. So each of these grids is a quarter of a bar. So we'll go to bass drums, we'll just pick one and we can drop it in like that, right? And then, you know, you might think, okay, well, we'll select that, copy, and then paste. But that's kind of counterintuitive. This is going to be the first shortcut you'll learn, and that is Control D. And I'm not sure what it is for Mac users. I'm sure it's very easy to figure out, but it's basically right click, duplicate. So for PC it's Control D. So you can select this area and then hit Control D. Bam, bam, bam. Right? So now we have our kick going along to our 4 on the floor beat, and it goes along to our metronome up here. Right? We have it soloed. We'll unsolo it so it plays with this. Right, so now what we want to do is we want to add a hi-hat of sorts, and that happens on every offbeat, which is an 1/8, which is, you know, plucky progressive house stuff. So we'll go cymbals and we'll go open hi-hat. Right, so we have a lot of those. We'll just drop that in. Right, we can shorten this, make it longer, and if we want to have it more of a refined adjustment of its length, we can go to the clip view and do it this way, right? And you notice that it reflects the length. So this is the start and stop position. We can have it set to do all sorts of fun stuff. We can adjust the attack and all that. So we'll do that, and we'll do the same thing. We'll Control D, bam, bam, bam. All right, so what you want to do now, maybe, is convert this to a loop, just like this, right? We'll actually move this loop marker down here. We'll drag this guy. We'll drag it to 2, so we can do that, or we can drag it like that. And you'll notice that we have a little indent here, and that reflects the loop point. We'll just have it set to 2, so it's, you know, at the start of the 2nd bar. So from 1 to 2, that's 1 bar, and this is 1 bar. There's continuity in what we're doing here. So what you want to do is you want to select all, or select the section you want to create a loop out of. Right click at the top and then consolidate. Right, and then now we have a loop, and we can select loop down here, and we can do the same for this. Select, consolidate. So now we have a basic loop type thing. Right, baby steps. So what we can do now is we can make sure that all of these has the loop function turned on. Yes, it does. What we can do is we can select all and drag it, and we can make these longer, shorter, whatnot. You can move them around. We'll change to narrow. We can make them 16 bars long, which is good for like DJ mixes. So we'll right click, select 8 bars. So 8 plus 8 is 16. Right. Now we have, now we have that. So now we have 8 bar loop. We can move that around. We can do that. We can duplicate that, and we can just make a track that way. We can undo, Or we can just select all and delete. Very cool. So we've gone rather from the absolute macro. So 1 bar, right? So we break it down into like a smaller problem, like a mathematical equation. So we have all that. So what you can do from here, just like how you drag things from the arrangement to, from the clip, the session view into the arrangement view, you can do the opposite. You can drag these and you can just drag those in, and you can kind of do that and do that, and then create a new audio track. There we go, because why not? We'll do that. All right, so now we have all these together, right? So then we can actually delete those. And this is the benefit of working, and this is the benefit with having session view. You can completely have a clean slate, and you can always have these ideas, right? And then you can go on to find other things. So say if you have like a drum rack that you worked hard on, and it's pretty neat, you have like different variations, and you want to go back to, oh, I had that one variation and it was pretty cool. Oh, but I totally deleted it from my timeline here. You can always go back and it's always there. So you can name these like idea 1, idea 2, idea 3, and you can completely insert as many scenes as you want, and they'll automatically create. And the cool thing is, if you have like a MIDI pad thing, you can audition them and play with them a bit more visually, which is very neat. So yeah, back to arrangement. What we'll do is we'll select the scene again and drag it in, because why not? So we have this now. So say we want to kind of chop things up. We'll solo this. So we don't want that clap in there. We'll go narrow so we can really get in there. Oops, we'll go narrow. There we go. So say I want to select this little part here. I can actually copy that. Copy, Control C, and then paste. Control paste, Control paste. So now I have a different kind of groove. And this is chopping samples. Right? And that being said, we can take this and add, a variation. Right? We can do other fun things to the kick as well. Yeah, and then once we're done that, if we left these, which we did, we left those in the arrangement, we can consolidate these two by selecting them both, consolidate, and then we totally change that up. But if we ever want to go back, they're kind of hidden in there, which is very cool. Yeah, that is your basic working with arrangement. Of course, you can automate your volume. You can automate anything really, but we'll automate volume. You can kind of have, all right, so I want the volume to be lower. This is just an example. I want the volume to be lower for this one. So now this hit right here, right? So the velocity is a little bit lower. Right? And that is basic automation. So again, the next thing we're going to be looking at, I don't know yet, but the next thing we're going to be looking at is probably the clips and getting all your options all good to go. So yeah, this is your arrangement view intro. Hope you learned stuff, and take care.